Well, how you doing? Mr. DJ is back with yet another fancy playlist to count down for my 80s and 90s YouTube channel. And boy, we are going all the way back to 1981, the week of December 20th, 1981. And got a top LP on my fancy playlist, which would be Invisible Sun. No, top album cut by the Police, Invisible Sun, back in 1981. Oh boy, we are going back about 33, 34 years ago. I'm going to start at number 40. Now, some of my hit picks that are not on the top 40, including Take It Easy on Me by the Little River Band, that would be a big hit for them in early 1982. Abacab by Genesis, another hit by them, 1982. Bertie Higgins, Key Largo, another hit for them. Another hit off my, well, another hit that would be another song that would come a hit in 1982, and there's definitely some Lost 45s I'm going to play off the top 40 extras. There's one by Eddie Swartz I want to get to later on, and there's one I can't even read, a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Okay, well, I've forgotten all about that, but I haven't forgotten about this song at number 40. Well, actually, I almost forgot about this. Bob Seger, Feel Like a Number, at number 40 on my fancy playlist, December 20th, 1981. Bob Seger, Rambo, Gambling Man, around late 68, early 1969, going to 69. And the early to mid 70s were not very prolific as far as the charts were concerned for Bob Seger. He had some minor hits. He had Lucifer in 1970, and there was Kathmandu, which almost but not quite made top 40 in 1975. Then he formed his new band, the Silver Bullet Band, and came back with Night Moves. Late 76, early 77. And Main Street in the spring of 1977. And one of my favorite songs by Bob Seger, didn't make top 40, almost did. Rock and Roll Never Forgets. That was a brilliant record, sort of a precursor, if you will, of old time rock and roll. Now, Feel Like a Number was off of Bob Seger's 10th album, but his second album with the Silver Bullet Band, it was called Stranger in Town. That featured Hollywood Nights and Old Time Rock and Roll and We've Got Tonight. It had about 4 hits off that album, but Feel Like a Number was just a studio record. It was just an album cut off that album. But in 1981, Bob Seger released a live album called Nine Tonight, which featured most of his songs that were pulled off of albums from his previous albums. And Feel Like a Number was a live version that was put out as a single, but only got as high as number 48 on Billboard's Hot 100. A little bit higher on my fancy playlist, of course. The first single off that album was Trying to Live My Life Without You. I have vivid memories listening to that song on the radio, kind of getting into it. And that went to number 5. And then Feel Like a Number came right after that, went to number 48. And by the way, there's one other thing. I just found this out on Bob Seger's Silver Bullet Band, the Silver Bullet Band's first album, Stranger in Town. No, second album, rather. I take that back. Hollywood Nights, Old Time Rock and Roll, the song Old Time Rock and Roll, and also We've Got Tonight featured the Muscle Shoals rhythm section. They played on both of those records, We've Got Tonight and Old Time Rock and Roll. And some of that album was recorded in Muscle Shoals right here in Alabama. All right, number 40, Bob Seger, Feel Like a Number.